Muy buenas a todos, bienvenidos a mi canal, bienvenidos a un vídeo nuevo de Witcher 3 y vamos a continuar donde nos dijo la soñadora que viniéramos a ver a Romero y Tomillo. La misión se llama Flores, Rotas. Ojo, te reviento, chaval. Es de la misión principal. Después de tanto tiempo... No, bájate. Después de tanto tiempo hacer secundarias y demás, está bien avanzar un poco la historia, ¿no? Así, antes de ir a la isla esa, Skylines, como se llame. Ojo, que esto... bugueado, chaval. Un arco de estos así raritos. Bueno, vamos a hacer que no lo hemos visto. Y a ver qué nos encontramos por acá. Pues vale, pues nos encontramos con la puerta cerrada. Ojo, un segundito, que me quedo sin cascos. Madre mía, esto es empezar a grabar, chaval. Y quedarme sin cascos. Tócate el pie. A ver, ¿y ahora por qué leche no puedo entrar, tío? ¿Se necesita una llave? ¿O cómo va esto? Ojo a la tormenta, ¿eh? Vale, ya están los cascos cargados y demás. ¿Y por qué no me deja entrar? O sea, ¿le metemos una leche o qué? Pues no, tío. A ver, ¿podemos tirar esto? Oh, voy. Vale. Me porto bien. Ah, la puerta es esta. Ahí ya está.
Next time I'll rip your fucking legs off and shove them up your arse till you've toes for teeth.
Pollo.
Get up in the nick of time, as always.
Zoltan, with your boot to someone's ass, as always. Who were those men?
Local colour. I wasn't gone more than a moment. Long enough for them to turn our home into theirs. All right, time for some spring cleaning. I've got to boot them all out. Care to join me?
With pleasure.
Vale, o sea, a esto le meto yo dos turrazos y a tomar por saco.
Reminds me of our days of war. Yeah.
Toma, pringao.
Bergen.
Uy, va. Ojo, un tío valiente. Vamos, pégame.
You're looking weak.
Toma, pringao. Vale, se acabó. Venga, todo fuera.
I'm pleased. That went well. Now we can greet each other like the gods ordained. Ages, pal.
Hey, Zoltan. You look good.
Training plenty lately. What with the war on, no Mahakaman meat to be found, but Redanian lagers standing in just fine. You, though, you've withered a bit. Something worrying you?
Ojo, me gusta el peinado de este pavo. Vamos a decirle que no.
Got some problems. Rather not burden you.
Fuck off, Geralt. Need to spill your guts to me now.
Ojo, si insiste. Ojo, que continuamos con esta línea.
There's a few things.
Let me guess. Triss? Yennefer, perchance?
Triss and I talked. Cleared some things up. As for Yennefer, well...
So you found her? Ha! Need to tell me all about it.
I will. Some other time. Got something a tinge more important to take care of now.
Meaning?
Vale, ahora sí.
I'm looking for Ciri. I know she came to Novigrad. Might still be here.
You mean she's come back? I'll be damned. I wonder if I'd recognize her. How many years is it now? 6, 7? But what'd she be doing here?
Hiding, probably. She might be in danger.
See her in your dreams?
Couple times. Her and the Wild Hunt.
Oh, not good.
Not at all, but I know she came here and contacted Dandelion.
We've a wee problem then.
Where's Dandelion?
I'd like to know that myself. Maybe he could explain what the hell's going on. I just barely returned, as you saw. Expecting to come home to a hot like a boar and some cold ale, and what do you find instead? A shite storm. Dandelion gone, the tavern chock full of bums. Haven't a clue what happened.
Let's look around. Might find something that'll put us on his trail.
Prime idea. I say we start on the ground floor. It's where he sat and wrote.
Te sigo, compañero. Ah, muy bien.
Aha! A note from a grateful muse.
Reading someone else's letters.
My visage red and hot, I plunged into purest ecstasy, imbibing its nectar. Your dexterous digits on my soul's yearning chords.
A ver, vamos a leer la carta. Pim pam. Mucho golpe rápido. Vale, yo no veo ningún sótano. Vamos a choricearle un poquito. Nada. Ojo.
10 barrels of Toussaint Dry, 5 cases of sodden triple mead. Nothing here.
No, 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 no! That's exactly what we're looking for. It's his planner.
Huh. Dandelion and planning? Good one. Besides, anything he wrote here probably had a special system. Chaos only he could ever decipher. Actually, in the past, sometimes not even that.
Give him a chance. Might not be that bad. Seems when he inherited this fine establishment, it came with some fine responsibilities. Bookkeeping among them. He also made a habit of noting down the times of his meetings, official and private. So, who'd he been seeing of late? Ah, here it is. Seems he's only been meeting women of late. The dog.
Not a bad idea. Dandelion's pretty loose-lipped. Might have blabbed something to a lady friend that'll put us on his trail.
That's what I'm counting on. We should divide these somehow. Perhaps... Ah, fuck it. I'll ask the lassies in my half, you interrogate the ones in yours. Suit you?
Zoltan, wait. This is in verse.
And you figure that's unnatural because...
Wonderful. Meet me back here when you're done. Share our findings.
Right you are. Need to do a wee bit of tidying before I go. Cannot stomach the idea of coming back to this mess. And you'd be wise to read your bit before you scurry off. If you need anything, I'll be next door.
Ojo, vamos a leer, que si no nos pega el chaval. Vale, leído. ¿En serio? No, pero lo tengo. ¡Madre mía! O sea, aquí tenemos que...
The faculty of Oxenford University is honored to grant Julian Alfred Pancratz, Viscount de Letonov, the title of Master of the Seven Liberal Arts.
Habla con Zoltan. Ojo, que ya me piraba, ¿sabes? Venga, hasta luego.
Still here? Looking for something?
Just checking to see that everything's in place. Buggers might have hauled something off for pawning.
Actually, glad you're still here. Wanted to ask you about someone. A figure most rare, her nature dual. Look deep in her eyes or be made a fool. Well, well, seems fascinated with this one.
Not without reason. Never been much for elven women myself, but this one's exceptional. Dare say Francesca Finderbeard be jealous.
You want to take this one then?
Nah, you can have her.
Why?
See, elven beauty's like a young Beauclair wine, whereas I prefer vodka straight up.
Like a rose abashed of its crimson hue, fair Rosa would sink into humor's blue. She shunned her lessons in civility, to swing her dwarf with agility. Dwarf. Never suspected he'd be so humble.
Dwarfs what Rosa var Atre named her Guihir. Well chosen, eh? Her dad's a Novgardian aristocrat with the Imperial Legation. Commissioned Dandelion to tutor Rosa and her sister in the art of rhetoric. But we, Rosa, preferred swordplay.
How dare she reject the great bard in favor of a common swordmaster?
More than one, it seems. Week on week, we get fresh gossip about her thrashing another instructor. So bad he resigns. Word has it her dad's now looking to hire her next victim. I mean, instructor.
Vespula. Name rings a bell. She threw his knickers out the window.
That's her.
Hollered something about him being a scoundrel with a voice like a consumptive pheasant.
That's her.
Threw flower pots at him.
Guess soul flames never die.
If I didn't know him better, I'd say he was jealous about this Marabella.
Oh, I doubt it. Former pupil. And well, the tales he told me about her.
Doubt I want to hear them.
Probably better off not. Things between them took a turn for the strange at some point.
Meaning?
She had him wearing mummers' costumes. Took to calling him Christian, referring to herself as Anastasia.
Huh, truly perverse.
She didn't ken half of it. Called him a stallion once. Well, the fool took it as a compliment, till she pulled a bit in the reins into her cupboard. Poor bastard fled out the window.
Though well she knows the touch of silken lace, she shuns not straw when gripped in lust's embrace.
Molly keeps things tidy for the Baroness Lavalette.
A baroness within reach, and he settled for a chambermaid?
Dandelion's not one to judge folk by their station. You know that. Like he says, in the alcove, we're all equals.
Yeah. Guess a true poet observes life in all its aspects, examines it from all perspectives.
Bueno.
Well, know about all I wanted to know. Thanks for your help.
Vamos a ir a hablar con estas señoritas y a ver qué sabemos sobre Jasker este o como leche se llame. Me cago en chaval. Uy, palmita. Ay, espero que cuenten algo interesante y no me hagan hablar ahí con todas.
I will get you every last copper, with interest. Give me a week, please.
Horson's no banker. He's an honest man. You pay on time, you get protection. You don't pay...
Help!
What you hollering for, stupid wench? What are you hoping for? A knight in shining armour?
Close enough.
Keep out of this, greyhead, not your concern.
Sí, hombre, ahí te la has jugado, Gerard.
Go. Now.
Now listen. You might have 2 swords, but there's 4 of us.
Yeah. 4 men, collecting tribute from 1 washerwoman. Don't think I have much to fear.
Best think again.
Come on, come closer.
Keep it together, lads.
Vamos, pringados. A mí no me hacéis ni cosquillas, chaval. ¡Ojo este!
Covered in blood, all of it. So much work for naught.
No need to thank me. It was nothing.
Sorry. Well, don't get me wrong, I'm grateful, but everything I had, I just lost.
Don't know if you remember. We've met.
I don't... Wait. Wait, I know you. You're that witcher I near clobbered with a vase when... well...
When you kicked Dandelion out, through the balcony. Actually, he's the reason I'm here. Know where he is?
Probably out whoring. That horse pheasant. That lying scoundrel.
Ouch. What did he do to get your goat?
Same thing as ever. Prize bullshitter came back, saying it was till death do we part this time. And no more than a week passed before I spotted him in Harbourside, strolling with some trollop on his arm. 'Twas the last straw. All those questions about the washerwomen at the bathhouse, then this. I beat him black and blue and threw him out on his ear.
Dandelion ask you about other washerwomen? Not terribly subtle even for him.
Maybe he likes some sudsy.
Maybe. But what did he ask about, exactly?
Oh, this and that, really. What's it like at the bathhouse? Have I got any friends there? What are their working hours? I don't know. Maybe he's looking to hire one for his tavern. Maybe I got all in a huff for no reason.
This woman he was with in the harbour. Who was she?
Claimed she was his niece from Covere. Ha! Horvere, more likely. Corset so tight her eyes were popping out her head. His too, come to think of it. An artist or a whore. Doesn't much matter as they're one in the same.
Thanks for your help. Listen, when I find Dandelion, anything I should tell him?
No. I mean, tell him he's a two-faced snake, but it would be nice if he dropped by.
A ver, la que esté más cerca. Uy, wow, pues esta. O sea, nosotros no estamos buscando a Jaskier este. Estamos buscando a un Don Juan. Porque, macho. Madre mía, chaval. ¿Y por qué creéis que estaría preguntando sobre la lavandería? ¿Qué tendrá de interesante ese lugar? Vale, a ver si nos abren. Ojo que esto no es una puerta. Es una ventana, tío. ¡Salud! Madre mía. He dado la vuelta más tonta de la serie, creo yo.
Welcome, welcome. Do come in.
Uy, que no es una tía, es un tío. Ojo.
I'm a friend of Dandelion's, looking for Elial.
You've come to the right spot. How might I be of service? Need something shortened? Patch your trousers, darn your socks.
You Elial?
Yes. Now pick your jaw up off the floor.
Sorry, I thought Elial was one of Dandelion's girlfriends.
Oh, so it's that. Wait here.
No,
Any better?
So you're...
Elial.
Did you and Dandelion... I mean... How did you two meet?
I met him one night in a tavern. He was blind drunk.
No.
Don't think I want to know what happened next.
Oh, stop. He wasn't so drunk as not to figure it out. Besides, men don't interest me. I told him that from the start. Luckily, Dandelion's an open-minded fellow. We had a lovely evening. He became a loyal customer afterwards.
Dandelion visit your shop often?
I tried many times to talk him into a decent doublet. Sadly, he'd only come in to get a button reaffixed or a hole patched.
When did you last see him?
Some time ago. He brought in one of Zoltan's jerkins, insisted I sew on an extra pocket. Odd as requests go, I had the distinct feeling he'd actually come to talk.
What did you and Dandelion talk about? He asked about anything in particular?
Let me think. Had an ordinary chat, really. Although... Indeed, he did keep asking about Kalkstein. If Dandelion and I hadn't laid our cards on the table at the start, I might have suspected he had a history with the alchemist. He spoke like a lovesick beau. In fact, he desperately wished to meet with him.
Kalkstein's in Novigrad? Wouldn't mind seeing him myself.
You're too late, I fear. The witch hunters nabbed him recently, burned him at the stake in Hierarch Square. But as he perished, ooh, the goings-on, impressive. Fiery beasts circled his pyre, then rose into the sky and exploded to form letters.
Really? What did they spell?
Radovid sucks flaccid cock.
Venga, hasta luego, no quiero saber nada
Thanks
más.
for your help, and nice to meet you.
I can help with much more. If you need new trousers or a vest, you know where to find me.
Hay que haber de todo en este mundo. No me lo puedo creer, tío. Vaya, 200 pies. Sardinilla, ven con papi.
Master Witcher. In Novigrad.
¿Sardinilla? Vamos, chica. Pilla la anciana. Está acostado, madre mía. Ay, que no puedo correr. Me cago en chorro. Bueno, nos queda Molly, Maravilla y Rosa Bar Atre. Madre mía, Yasky este. A ver. Menudo personajillo que es,
Damn, you're ugly.
Qué feo eres, ha dicho, ¿no? Vale, tenemos que buscar también a cazadores de brujos.
Slow now. Whoa.
¿Qué? Coche. Sardinilla para arriba.
Come on.
Vale, te voy a dejar aquí
Take
ya.
it easy.
Sit down.
Vale. Está cerquita, mira una peluquería. Pero ya no me hace falta cortarme el pelo. Me gusta así. Uy, ¿qué pasa aquí?
This Baronet's Lavallette's villa.
Shouldn't interest you. The Baroness don't mingle with just anyone.
Don't worry. I'm here to see your chambermaid, Molly.
Out of the way. Baroness is riding out. Be gone.
Greetings, Witcher. Must admit it's curious to see you here. I don't quite believe in coincidences.
Geralt of Rivia, slayer of monsters, and my son.
Oh.
You're right, General. My visit's no accident. I'm looking for someone.
There's no one here who wishes to see you. Captain, this man is not to enter. Forgive me, Morvran, but I've lost my appetite for the races.
Kill a woman's son and appear at her doorstep? My. I thought witches had better survival skills than that.
Looking for a girl named Molly. Heard she works here.
I fear your information's out of date. Molly no longer works here.
Seem to know who Molly is. You also know she doesn't work here anymore. Know where I can find her, maybe?
This time of day? Probably sipping punch and considering which horse to bet on.
Not in the mood for jokes.
I jest you not. After Arian's demise, Louise's nephew came to pay his respects. Got one glance of Molly and, well, they wed soon after. They now await his inheritance. With the Baroness's son dead, the estate will go to the nephew and Lady Lata, known until recently simply as Molly.
All right, so where'll I find the newly minted Lady Lata?
Our dear little Molly has a new passion, horse racing. To my knowledge, she should be at Countess Vegelbud's villa right now. That's exactly where I'm going. Since you stripped me of Louise's company, perhaps you'd agree to come along.
think I can find my own way to the Vagelbud home.
Very well. Perhaps I can convince you to join me later at the races. I shall keep an eye out for you.
Vale. Ojo. 1000 pasos. Vamos a otra. Maravilla. Vale, o sea, Molly ahora se ha convertido... Le hemos amargado la vida a esa pobre mujer. Pero sus motivos tendría para matar a su hijo, ¿verdad? Que nosotros, bajo dinero, hacemos lo que sea. Qué mala suena eso, ¿no? Gerard. Vale, vamos a ver si encontramos al personaje este. A ver, supongo que estará aquí. No, por detrás. Mira cómo juegan los niños. Se morirá. Las ratas no matan bobo, ¿no? Ojo.
Excuse me. I'm looking for Marabella.
I am she. Wait outside. Class is in session.
I'll wait.
It won't take long. It turns out he'll not.
Vale, es una profesora. Bueno. Pues nada, esperar se ha dicho. No, ni no, ni no, ni no, ni no, ni no. Espabila, ¿eh? Mentiroso. Vale, ya acaba, ya acaba. Chica, chica, ven aquí. ¿Ya puedo entrar? ¿Puedo entrar o sale ella? Uy, va. Uy, va. Todo fuera, niños. ¿Cómo que estúpido? No, hombre, te meto ahí 2 guantazos. Vale, ya se ha ido. Así que ahora entro yo. Sí, ahora salgo fuera, venga, hombre. Se queda ahí sentada.
Now can we talk?
Yes. What do you want?
I know you saw Dandelion recently.
Oh, yes. Longest afternoon of my life.
He read you his poems?
No. We perused the illustrated guide to fungi.
Maybe... No. Won't even try to guess why he wanted to do that.
Mold. That was his interest. When his hand abandoned my knee to point at a figure of penicillium, I knew the fire between us had died. Permanently.
See Dandelion after the fungus incident?
No. I even considered granting him another chance. His heart of hearts is pure gold. He simply needs a bit more discipline in his life. But he never came back to see me. So I thought if it's done, it's done.
Found a poem Dandelion wrote about you. Portrayed you as an unusually talented individual.
Really? Did he mention my poetry? Horses have always fascinated me. I've always longed to extol their noble beauty. Did you see any of my work at Dandelion's? Mere exercises, true, but I'd be curious to know what you thought of them.
No. Didn't see any.
Gee up! Her snakely whip rose skyward. Gee-haw! Crack! She reined the beast in. The stallion danced betwixt her thighs. Lather bathed its chinny chin.
Sorry, don't know much about poetry.
Adiós.
Thanks for your help. Farewell.
Bueno, nos queda... ¡Ojo! Hemos subido al nivel 16. Y solo con esta misión. ¡Madre mía! Ha sido una misión bastante interesante. Al principio nos ha dado 500 puntacos. Y ahora 150. Pues genial. Genial. Vale, vamos a ir. Aquí entra la casa ajena de todo el mundo como si nada. Nos queda Rosa Baratre. Antes de ir a hablar con Molly. Aquí no parece.
Draw it out more.
Cuidado, que aquí la gente está podrida, macho. Vale. Bueno, últimamente no estoy teniendo bajadas ni problemas de FPS. Así que por lo que veo ha mejorado bastante la última actualización. Uy, va, ¿qué pasa aquí? ¿En serio? Ah, que estaban hablando y no me he enterado. Madre mía. ¿Qué hace? Está de... Nada, oye, se ha quedado... Pues acabo de hablar de una actualización y pasa esto. Qué bien. Bueno.
What do you want?
Want to see Rosa Atra?
Oh, mate, if you only knew what I want. Miss Rosa don't see just anybody.
I'm Geralt of Rivia, a witcher.
Soon as Miss Rosa turns into a striker, I'm sure her papa will send for you. But she's not showing any symptoms yet, so I venture you're not needed. On your way now. Thanks, we ain't looking for no witcher.
Madre mía, y si le meto un guantazo.
What do you want?
Vas a engañarle, va. ¿Sabéis que Geralt cocina muy bien? Pues...
I'm the new cook.
And them pointy things sticking out behind you, they your cleavers?
Away with you, vagrant.
Me cago en chaval. Que no ha colado. Tú, pringao.
Bloody bum.
Joder.
Bloody bum.
Entra en la villa de los... Tiene que haber otra manera, ¿no? A ver si encontramos una manera más poco coherente de entrar en la casa. Aquí me la estoy jugando. Mucho wall. He visto la muerte de cerca. Vale, aquí me la he jugado. Aquí no hay nada. Ay. ¿Y ahora qué? ¿No voy a poder hablar con esa chica? ¿En serio? Es que... ¿Cómo se me ocurre? Madre mía, niño. Baila para Geralt. Mira, mira. Venga. Ya está, ya está. Ay.
Thanks, we ain't looking for no witcher.
Los guardias se han muerto. Vale, vale, vale. No puedo hablar con nadie. ¿En serio, tío? Ciudadana rica. Bueno, pues nada, pues me piro de aquí. No puedo hacer nada. ¿Estos qué hacen? Y si vuelvo, o sea, me alejo un poco y vuelvo ahora, ¿qué pasaría?
Thanks, we ain't looking for no witcher.
Madre mía, me cago en todo, chaval. Pues nos va a tocar ir directamente a la otra. Pues nada, 1000 pasitos. Vamos a ver si conseguimos salir de la ciudad y coger a Sardinilla y en un pispás estamos ahí. Madre mía, ¿cómo se me ocurre decir que soy cocinero? O sea, con la pinta que llevo. Es que, chaval... Ahí no he sido listo, ahí no he sido listo. Ahí la lié un poquito. Pero bueno, no pasa nada. Todo en la vida hay soluciones. A ver si encuentro también un punto de viaje rápido. A ver, un segundito. Vale, aquí mismo. Será mejor ir un viaje rápido. Uy, buah, ¿qué pasa aquí?
Geralt of Rivia, Witcher. White Wolf, they call you?
You stand accused of offending religious sentiment. We've orders to take you in for interrogation. Surrender your weapons.
Over my dead body.
Told you we wouldn't fool him. Well, you're due a beating. It'll just be more of a challenge.
Remember the preacher who spoke of witches and witchers? A man you humiliated before his faithful. He asked that we administer a sacrament on his behalf. Your last rites.
Me quería hacer todo el lío, chaval. Me quería mentir. Venga, hombre. Toma, venga. A mí me vas a hacer el lío. Uy, que no era esta. Mira, rematamos, rematamos. Ahora, toma por saco. Y a este le vamos a cortar el cuello. ¿Sí o no? Pues no. Hala, pescadito para sacar. No veas, ¿no? Estás ahí a tu rollo y de repente, venga. Me parece que ya sé a lo que se refiere porque se ponía mucho un rollo de esto, un sacerdote de estos en medio de la plaza. Entonces intervení y me decía que, bueno, no sé lo que me dijo, que le planté cara. Uy, wow, voy a tirar una cosa. Le planté cara y huyó. Se ve que ahora me ha enviado a los mongolitos estos. Madre mía. A mí. Ni me han rozado. ¿En serio? Y no tengo ningún punto cerca, tío. Y wow. Pues voy a hacer una cosa. Voy a cortar. Y cuando esté cerca, así es menos laborioso para vosotros. Así que me voy a dirigir hacia acá. Y cortaré aquí el vídeo. Tampoco quiero que se me haga tan largo. Así que como llevamos casi 40 minutos, voy a cortar aquí. Y ahora nos vemos en un segundito. Adiós. Bueno, pues ya estamos aquí. Estamos a 50 pasos y veo que parece que, bueno, eso de las carreras. Y bueno, he de decir que durante el camino me he encontrado a un par de vagabundos que querían entrar, pero bueno, sin el pase pues he accedido a no meterme en problemas con el guardia. Así que no ha pasado nada interesante durante el camino. Así que vamos a ver qué pasa y a ver si podemos hablar ya con esta chica. Vale. Espero que no me toque correr, ¿eh? Vale, está arriba, está arriba, está arriba. En el palco VIP. Y era criada, ¿sabes? Los vuelcos que da la vida. Mírala, si está ahí. A ver cómo entro. Hago la de la pirula. No se puede. Oh shit. Vale, pues a ver si puedo entrar por aquí. Ah, amigo.
I see you managed to find the place.
Not that hard. It's not exactly a small concealed hovel.
I must say, of all the creatures in this region, I find steeds most intriguing. Horses interest you at all, Witcher?
All the same to me. Call each one I ride Roach.
Strange. The grey is Cantarella, sired by Cahir, the champion from Vol.
Yeah. Grey's a good color. Even looks good on horses.
My coin's on the Black Stallion, Nemrod, purest Nilfgaardian stock.
Surprised he didn't salute you, General. seem to know your horses.
I find them to be far more honest than men. Must say, I'm curious how you manage in the saddle, Witcher.
Mostly just try to stay in it.
What would you say to a little race?
Not what I came here for.
Don't make me beg, Witcher. Tell you what, win and I shall give you my finest saddle. Made in Nilfgaard proper of beautifully tanned leather.
Me interesa.
Why not? Wouldn't mind seeing if your knowledge of horses translates into riding skills.
Ha! Splendid! In that case, you must choose a mount.
No, ¿qué dice? ¿Y mi sardinilla? Yo sin mi sardinilla no me la juego. A ver. Elijo el castaño redaniano. Rayo, sí. Guau, aquí me la juego. Montaré en el zaino cerricano. Va, este mismo.
Think I'll give you a run on the Zerrikanian Bay.
Cantarella for me, then. The horses are saddled. Let's begin.
Ahí me la juego, Mi sardinilla es muy rápida, pero esta no sé.
Riders ready.
Empezamos la carrera. Vamos. Nuestra primera carrera en la serie, madre mía. Pero no te pares. ¿Por qué se para? Vamos, que esto lo tengo controlado. Uy, vaya. Esto está hecho. Se cansa muy rápido. ¿Cómo se nota que no es sardinilla, Vale, llevamos ventaja, llevamos ventaja. Madre mía, aquí con una música de fondo lo petaría, Menuda paliza, chaval. Uy, que se ha cansado. Se ha cansado, se ha cansado, se ha cansado, se ha cansado. Vamos a dejar que se recupere. Ahí viene, ahí viene. Vamos, vamos, vamos. Vamos, Gerard. Vamos. Uy, wow, qué rápido viene, ¿no? Madre mía. Ya eras tú que al final me gana. Que me gana. Que me la ha liado. Que me la ha liado. Uy, casi, chaval. Se me ha resbalado el joystick, tío.
The roach I chose put in a nice run.
Exceptional. I've not lost a race in a while. I congratulate you. That is yours.
Pringao.
Ah, look. Lady Latar has just arrived.
Who?
The woman formerly known as Molly. There she stands.
Right. Thanks.
I shall be here for a time. Find me if you'd like to ride back to the city together.
Vale. Ya veréis que... Fijaos, A ver. Un caballo con silla 50 de vigor. Os digo que esto es una basura. O sea, no hagáis esta carrera porque es tontería. Fijaos la mía. ¡Ué! No, 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 no. Sí que la hace. Sí, 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 sí. Que la mía tiene 30. ¡Ah, amigo! Uy, chaval. Que me la ha jugado aquí diciendo que no la hagáis. Sí, sí, hacedla. Sí, sí, sí. Vale, vale, vale. No, no, yo me refería a esto. A lo del tamaño de la forja. Vale, vale. Lo siento, lo siento, lo siento. Sí que hacedla, hacedla, hacedla. Merece la pena. Vale, vamos a hablar con Molly. ¿Dónde está Molly? Oye, que la chica era... Ah, vale. Joder, qué leches, tío. Estoy empanado,
Who do you favor, my lady?
Can't decide between the black stallion and the grey mare. Keep going back and forth, back and forth. Sorry, don't believe we've been introduced.
I'm Geralt.
Geralt! That Geralt! The one Dandelion's rescued time and time again.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't be here if not for Dandelion.
Told me all about your adventures. How he'd ready you for battle with his songs. How he tamed the Kairan by playing his lute.
I meant that literally. Dandelion's why I'm here. Came to ask you about him. Know where he might be?
No. Sadly, I haven't got a clue. We've not seen each other in ages. Ever since I became Lady Latard, it's been nothing but balls, banquets and other such... congregations. Awful tiring, all this. But... or maybe his sister could help you. Such a nice girl.
Se lo decimos, bueno, como ya no le interesa, que está muy ocupada con sus tonterías, pues le vamos a pegar el hachazo. El zas en toda la boca.
You do realize Dandelion doesn't have a sister?
Sure he does. Saw him himself. Funny, she don't look like him at all. Blonde, for starters. Maybe they've different fathers.
Mm-hmm. Different mothers, too.
Maybe. But you could see he cares for her. Looks after her. The way he carried her packages and...
Know where I can find her, Dandelion's sister?
I know. Whenever I asked Dandelion when we'd visit her, he'd grow all quiet and then change the subject.
Any chance you remember your last conversation with Dandelion?
Course. He came to borrow some coin for a barge.
What? Why do you need a barge?
To take me on a romantic cruise of the canals by the light of the moon. Said there'd be strawberries and that wine with the bubbles, and he'd sing me arias. But I've not seen him since.
Any chance you remember your last conversation with Dandelion?
Course. He came to borrow some coin for a barge.
What? Why do you need...
To take me on a romantic...
Vale.
Said there'd be strawberries and...
Aquí me ha hecho el lío.
Thanks, Molly.
Wait. Before you go, I've got a request. Dandelion told me once he'd show me his etchings, but he never did. And I'd so like to see them.
Won't be too hard to convince him. He loves showing off those etchings to anyone he can.
Oh, that's wonderful! Thanks. And good luck to you on your search.
Vale, esta vez sí que voy a hablar con el capitán para volver con él. A ver si es un viaje rápido, ¿sabes? Y me ahorro el viaje.
Geralt, there you are. Shall we return together?
Gladly. It's a long way to Novigrad. Road ought to seem shorter with some company.
I'd say the same. Well then, let's go.
Espero que sí. No me quiero comer el viaje otra vez. Me cago en... Bueno, ojo. Eternidad aquí. Cargando. Esta ciudad es súper bonita, ¿eh? Uy,
And here we are. Thank you for your company.
Likewise. See ya.
Bueno, pues vamos a ver si después de esta aventurilla y carrerita y todo nos deja entrar ahora los pringaos estos. Vale, tío. Mira, este de ahora está bien. Vale, no hay ninguna manera. Pues le he liado, chaval. Se necesita una llave. Qué pena que no hay ningún felpudo de estos. Si no, sería lo típico, ¿no? Que dejas la llave ahí escondida. No. Lo sé. Vale, y ahora ¿dónde leches consigo yo una llave? Pues ahora sí que la hemos liado. Y aquí no hay ni Peter. No hay nadie. Y no hay otra forma de entrar, tío. Bueno, de mientras vamos a coger misiones y cosas varias. A ver, este que quiere.
Welcome back. So, interested in some of Erasmus's mementos after all? They're still for sale.
Show me what you have.
A ver. Objeto necesario para cumplir una misión. Para la saca. Objeto necesario para la saca. No sé lo que significará, pero bienvenido sea. Bueno, esto ya vendré a venderle cositas. Tampoco quiero haceros perder mucho el tiempo. Ahí, la llave, tío. Ojo, ojo. ¿Y esto? ¿Me la jugamos? Yo me la juego, chaval. Ah, uy, qué bien. Gracias al buque he descubierto que podemos entrar por estos túneles. O a lo mejor me la he jugado. Venga, hombre. Toma, venga. ¡Uy! Vale. Bueno, espero no haberla liado y ir por el buen camino. Espero que sea este. No, pues si llevamos para atrás. Una bruja, piruja. ¡Mía! Toma, pringao. Uy, wow. Bueno, si no veo que no es por aquí, pues está claro que no es. Porque... no. Vale, a ver si encontramos otro camino. No podemos destruir esto. Ahí va. O va a ser que no. Bueno, pues nada. Voy a despedir el episodio aquí. Porque se me ha hecho... Bueno, se me está haciendo bastante largo. Así podré... Uy, va. Pero... Ah, no, por aquí he bajado, ¿verdad? Sí, sí. Uy. Bueno, ya que estamos, vamos a mirar por aquí a la misión que le den, ¿sabes? Que se ha hecho la oscuridad. Tranquilo, que tengo mi antorchita. Que preparados venimos. Vale, esto parece... Nada, olvidaos. ¿Dónde llevará este sitio? Uy. Vaya por Dios.